How's it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here, Ginger Jody Geek, and I'm joined by my good friend Ben. How are you doing, Ben?
Good evening.
Oh, very formal. Good evening.
Well, with the news jingle and,
Yeah, good
hello
stuff.
from me,
So,
hello from him.
so thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Tonight we've got a bit of a change to the planned schedule. So we were supposed to be doing Spotlight on Scooby-Doo. Zoinks, yeah. That's shit. Can you do it better?
That was
Scooby,
good. That
that
was
all right?
actually really good, yeah.
You do your Scooby?
Let me mute myself and practice it.
What? Practice it?
No, I can't do it. I just practiced it. It was bad. I'm glad I muted myself.
The pressure's too much. So we were supposed to be doing Spotlight Scooby. So apologies if you joined watching, hoping to watch that. Sadly, two of our panel members were struck down poorly this week. So we decided last minute to shift things around a little bit and for me and Ben to do a bit of a focus on what 1/6 scale action figures for just a bit of a change. But that said, the thought of missing out on a live show has resurrected one of those individuals, and James T. Keegan has been brought from his grave to join me tonight.
Hey.
Hello. Yeah, so James, it's nice to see you. We obviously did. Well, me and Ben were very, very worried about you. Well, I was very worried. Ben, were you very worried?
It'll be all
right. Are you feeling a little bit better?
I feel grand, much better today anyway. So yeah, it's just lifting my spirits, guys. So I appreciate it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's slightly disappointing to hear because I thought if you were to, pass out or die or something live on air, that would do wonders for the channel. Hashtag content all the way there. So if you do start to feel faint, let us know and we'll make sure we'll kind of drop it on Twitter or something.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll do that. I see where your priorities are, Peter. Okay, that's fair.
Go on, do it.
No, seriously, but it's very good to hear that you're feeling a bit better. But if you do feel a bit wobbly as the night goes on, please do just say don't push that.
All right. No
Also, very pleased tonight to be joining us for a long time. Hasn't been on my channel for a while, so I'm really pleased to have him on the channel. Is someone that Ben and I have kind of would you say forced Ben or kind of tricked into buying 1 scale figures?
I've done nothing but provide images and information.
Yeah.
Links.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Supportively. Yeah. So we have got Andy from Perpetual Comics.
You got it right there, Perpetual Comics.
I've been practicing all day long. Since you said you were coming on, I've been sat in meetings and all kinds, just going Perpetual. Just, working through it.
But see, the weird thing is, see the pictures that Ben sent, they had nothing to do with 1/6 scale.
Yeah, he sends them a lot,
figures,
to be honest.
It's a bit weird. Did everybody get those pictures?
Yeah.
Is he still doing that?
Very select few.
No.
10 people.
No, thank you for having me on. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Believe it or not, talking about something that I know absolutely nothing about. It's like the Killer Comics show.
We do that every show we do.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a real pleasure to have you, Andy. I'm a big fan of your work over on the Killer Comics show and whatnot. So over the moon to have you here. And you have started picking up a few 1/6 scale figures, haven't you?
Yeah, 1 or 2. There's one that's been sitting to the right of me for the last 4 weeks that I haven't
still not opened
the box. So
it's criminal.
I'm just crap. I'm a bit crap here.
Although that is the true spirit of a 1/6 scale collectors, because the amount of collectors I hear that they're like, oh, I've still got this in a box, that in a box, this in a box. So you're really getting into the spirit of things by.
No, it's nothing to do with that. I'm just incredibly lazy. That's what it's. That's pretty much what it's about.
It's the Miles Morales you've got, isn't it? Sat waiting.
Apparently so. I've not opened the box yet. It could be anything inside that. It could be.
It's a 7 horse head or something. No, I would. I mean, I think Ben told you this earlier, but I would give yourself a good one because it's quite overwhelming, that figure. Actually, by the time you start kind of playing with all the little sections that add on and trying to change his socks and his shirts and it's a bit...
Never mind the accessories. The price of the fucker was overwhelming, to be honest with you. I'm still regretting it.
How would you regret it when you open it? That's the moment you don't regret it, is when you open it.
Andy, £1,000.
Yeah, listen. Stop showing off. See, for all the people that are newbies like myself who don't collect 1/6 scale, who have maybe stumbled across it because you've been bullied into buying them. I'm looking at you, Ben, Peter. Listen, these things are incredibly expensive, so don't let them fool you. Okay.
It's interesting you say that because Ben kind of enticed me into my first one a year and a half or so ago
There's a
now.
lot of pointing going on here.
Yeah, but exactly
Your
as you
fault.
said, I would happily spend money on a comic. I can see a little bit of hair now, Ben. It looks all right, actually.
I was
Sorry.
going to say, for someone that doesn't want us to point it out, he's getting very close to that camera. My God.
Yeah.
Sorting out
A
my light.
month's
I
worth of
finally
work.
found a
Very
way
good.
to do my lighting, which is
High
making me
definition
very
fluff.
happy.
So I bought my first 1/6 scale, and it was £200. I think it was Captain America. Now I would pay, as you know, probably the same as you, Andy. I would pay £200 for a comic without too much worry. But for a toy, for a doll, I was thinking, what? But then it just seems to become the norm, and it escalates, and you spend more and more and more, and all of a sudden you're looking at things like the in-arts, and you think, 350, that's not bad. What? Really?
And how many are you up to at the moment?
Just about to
What's
ask.
your collection looking at?
81, I think. Yeah.
Say
And I've
sorry,
got
say it again, Peter.
81, and I've got 6 on
81.
pre-order.
6 and
Just 6 on pre-order.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, and the Batmobile.
you're-
I forgot about the Batmobile.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
on
we've
Chris.
got that.
Just done a bit of quick math, guys. Even though some of them are actually more than this, if we work on the average that each one's £200, that's £16,200.
Yeah, but
FYI.
shit. but I've sold a lot of I hope nobody in the chat's a thief and knows where I live.
Yeah.
I was expecting a chap on your door and just your wife storming through.
No, she's out thinking she doesn't watch this shit.
Well, that's
No,
the good
so-
thing with 1/6 scale figures. I think a thief would break in and be like, "Why has this guy got toys
Exactly,
in
yeah.
a
Get out,
glass
guys!
case?"
This
yeah.
guy's a fucking weirdo. That's what he'd be doing. He's got dolls in a cupboard. Oh, supposed to step away from some kind of weird sex dungeon. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see who's in the chat. We've got our good old friend StreamYard. Thank you for joining. We've got Perpetual Comics. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. We've got the one and only Fuzzy. Enjoy the show, chaps. Can't stay. Hope everyone has fun. Thank you very much, Fuzzy, and thank you for sticking around
Cheers, Fuzz.
on Saturday for our entire 3-hour bloody show. That was a marathon, that one. This won't be 3 hours, guys. Don't worry. We've got 6 scale Padawan. Thank you very much for joining, mate. We've got Andy again. He's moist. Nice.
Oh,
We've got Ryan. Thank you very much for joining, Ryan. And we've got Jack. Thank you for joining. And we've also got good old JP. JP, apologies. You stood down tonight because you thought it was going to be the Scooby show. I don't think you've got 1/6 scale figures anyway, so I appreciate you watching, mate. And Jack's saying, let us know so we can put you on the big screen. I think that's you, James. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, guys. So what we're going to do tonight, like I say, we're going to talk figures. Me and Ben have kind of split it, and we're going to jump in between who does which bit. But Ben's going to cover the kind of the official licensed toys. So that's Hot Toys and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to cover all the third party. For those that don't know, third party varies drastically. So you get some really good high quality third party stuff, and then you get some utter dog shit. I have to say, having pulled the slides together for tonight, we seem to be in dog shit territory. There's an awful lot of crap come out this month.
One in particular is
Oh.
like atrocious. Like looks like a sex doll.
I mean, I like that one.
seriously. Yeah.
from what you've seen, right?
Can we start with that one?
I mean, that'll be a pre-order, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see how it goes as the night goes on. Andy and James, very interested if there's any of these that you are enticed by and you're interested in jumping on. Absolutely not. All my money's tied up in dolls. GP, no 1/6 scale, but do enjoy seeing them.
We're
Good
seeing
stuff.
them, yeah.
And coincidentally,
Okay, guys.
dolls are all tied up as well.
Yet.
Yeah, very much. So going to start off with this. This is the So Toys Soldier Lad. So obviously it's from The Boys, and the actor James, is it Jason Eccles?
Jensen Ackles.
That was near.
Yeah.
He tried.
Like Miley Kunis.
Oh, I can't.
And
You
John-
know what?
John
He wasn't
Krakowski.
even on the show on Saturday night, but he's watched it just so he can criticize my pronunciation.
I did watch that bit, and you've never looked older than you did.
Appreciate that. I mean, I'm going to pick you up, Ben. What do you mean that bit? Surely you watched the full 3 hours.
Dip in and out,
Yeah. So anyway, this is Agnes, and it's supposed to be Soldier Boy from The Boys, obviously. This is by So Toys. So are pretty cool. usually with some of their figures, and the actual costumes are really good. I wanted to mention this one in particular because I thought, James, you might be interested in this. But So and Ben, and I'm sure you'll confirm this, So are incredibly responsive to comments from fans. So they've started this one off. I don't know if it's actually released yet, but somebody's contacted them on one of the Facebook groups and said, "Come on, guys, this is crackers. You've given away a helmet, but you haven't given away a helmeted sculpt. It's like having Captain America without having a Captain America sculpt." So they've responded immediately and said, "You're absolutely right. We're going to put a helmeted sculpt in." I mean, that's fantastic. That's pretty responsive.
Yeah, and you just don't see that from first parties. But that might I'm going to get a Soldier Boy. Is it Toys R Us? The Alpha is just releasing this week, and I'm like, it's just not there for me. I think the face is like slightly off on him here, but I think the hair sculpt looks great, and I would probably have him with the helmet on anyway. So if the helmet sculpt is good.
I don't know if it's just because I can't remember. Was his costume green in the show, or was it like a bluey color? I can't.
No, it's green.
Blue green, was it?
Yeah.
Andy, just for a price point of view, these things are normally much cheaper than Hot Toys. Probably, Ben, correct us if I'm wrong, about $175 for these kind of figures, I think, is it, or a little bit more?
Probably more 200 range once
About
you've
200.
factored in shipping and everything like that. Because a lot of the time you have to go to the resellers for the third parties. So by the time shipping and stuff, about 200.
And I'm just clocking
cheaper,
there. I'm just clocking there. I didn't notice that the knife and the gun are on magnets. I quite like that. So they just clip.
I like the cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking figure. I do quite like that one. But a bit like Ben said previously, I sometimes think with these ones, you want the full set, don't you? So if I was to get him, I'd probably want to start getting Homelander and all the rest of it. These ones that you'd be interested in, Andy, or?
It would. I probably wouldn't pick this up, but to be honest with you, if you'd have stuck a Hot Toy logo on that slide, I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference between the two. To be honest with you, I think the quality certainly looks there. I always find with these third parties that they don't, and I'm one to talk, they don't do hair very well. And that's something that's really important to me, as you can tell with my figures, is how good the hair is. But this is quality. It's good, and I think the accessories are pretty cool as well.
Yeah,
nice helmet. I think as well.
Always like a nice helmet. I've got a few So figures, and I have to say the quality is very good in some of them. The Gambit in particular, comic version Gambit, is absolutely stunning.
Rorschach is really good.
Yeah, you've got Rorschach, haven't you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've announced Dr. Manhattan, but they haven't showed pictures. Is that right? I don't think I've seen that.
Not even announced him officially. All we've seen is the silhouette and speculating about it. Yeah. I mean, I think this is obviously a great release in terms of a lot of people kind of wanting this character represented. I don't think the head sculpt's very good, but I also think that attractive people are really hard to get right. Like, unless you like older people, aliens, people with like distinctive features like a bigger nose or something like that, I think figure companies tend to kind of find those sorts of faces easier to do. But he's quite James is probably going to get very upset, but I think he's a very boring looking individual. Jensen Ackles. Like he's just an attractive man. He looks like he's come out of a factory of just generic attractive men. So I think, to be fair, it's a hard face to kind of get right, because this could be anyone as far as I'm concerned. But
I think
with the helmet on, I think it will be fine.
I think that the image of him kind of scowling isn't particularly good, but I quite like the way he's posed there with just the kind of the straight face. I think it's quite good. Jack's just saying this.
Tell that's Jensen Ackles if you.
I don't even know who the man is. Jack's saying that he's watched the show about 5 times. He's never noticed the suit was green. I'm the same. I'm the same.
Should come with a bazooka, because you have that scene in the flashback with the bazooka. Like that would have been a nice,
Get on Susu Toys page.
That's
it. And like, if
they're bound to be watching, so we'll tell them tonight. Get a bazooka in there.
If people are stinking about the head sculpt, they did it with Rogue, didn't they? They changed the face on it.
I don't know if they have yet.
They haven't shown that yet.
I thought they
did so, because it's pretty.
Okay, maybe it was just. Did they not address like, we've seen people's issues with it or something? No. Okay. Well, then point smooth then, I guess. I'll probably-
Anyway, interesting figure. It's not a one I'll particularly be picking up because I haven't got a boys kind of collection. Ben, I'm presuming you're not going to be picking this one up.
No, I haven't. I'm saying I haven't got a boys collection. I think if I were going to get a boys figure, it would probably be Homelander first, and then kind of build around him.
Yeah,
It's a shame we haven't got
versions,
like
isn't
a
there?
7, like as a line.
Yeah.
It would have been nice for one of the companies to go, but Star Ace officially have the license for the boys, and every single figure they do is absolutely horrendous. So it's a shame that a company like Susu Toys can't be kind of given the official licensing and just let run with it, but I think it's a matter of time if Susu Toys keep up the kind of level of fan satisfaction. Like I think it's a matter of time before they get some kind of a license.
Andy, sorry, I should have mentioned, I'm not sure if you already know this or not, so apologies if you do, but because these are unlicensed, they never have like the official names, so that's why it's Soldier Lad instead of Soldier Boy. And also so kind of stands out because it is a company that stood the test of time a bit, but a lot of the third party ones, the names seem to change all the time in terms of the companies, because they produce a figure and then they get hunted down or whatever, and then they shut the factories and open somewhere else.
As a newbie, it would be wrong of me not to ask the important questions here for all my fellow newbies.
Actually.
Is it Soso Toys or Susu Toys? Because both of you have used it differently.
I mean, you know how good I am with pronunciation. I think you'll find it's Soso Toys. That's how I like to. Yeah, Ben.
That felt racial. It's Susu Toys, which is how it's spelled, right? Susu Toys.
Susu.
It's
That's how I
Susu
say it.
Toys.
Susu.
And where would you go and pick these up? Like, is it the Susu Soso website, or is there like a particular Facebook group?
They have no location. No, they're like they run from the
Basically
shadows.
a van that's driving around. Yeah.
Now you find Facebook groups and stuff that kind of third-party sellers that you can pick these up on. But,
One Sip Kit, I think, is a really good, one-stop shop for all the third-party stuff. TNS Figures, Pop Collectibles, I think, is another good one.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool.
I think Ben's right. There's loads of good Facebook pages. Is it Kit, but who won't cover Soso Toys?
One Sip Kit, yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't.
Oh, does he not?
I think he's got a moral objection to Soso for some reason, because they've used to reuse other people's casts and things. So I don't think he covers Soso, but he does every other.
I mean, all of these third parties.
I was going to say so many like
copyright infringement on them. Like
I think the issue with. I remember reading something about it, and maybe one of the sculptors didn't get paid or something, and there was an issue.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, moving on to something a bit cuter. It's Ben. Look, Ben, it just looks like you with your little bum hair.
So rude. This is not announced. This is not coming yet. This is a tease. I think they are testing the water, perhaps, but this is something they posted the other day, which is a life-size Grogu. And of course, we've already had a life-size Grogu from Hot Toys. So I guess the thing that will make this unique, I know it'd be weird if it's not going to come with this, but I guess it's that pram there that this is going to come with. So and we're going to touch upon it later in the show about predictions for May the 4th and stuff, but I think this could come as part of the May the 4th wave of releases. If this comes, the life-size Grogu figure was about 400, 450 originally. This pram's not going to be cheap.
Grand. It's definitely
I reckon.
If not more, depending on what the materials for it are, how hefty it is.
Yeah.
I assume there's some kind of stand as well, like an invisible stand to.
I imagine it will come on a big.
You need a
what, Ben? What was that?
A big.
Clip that. I think this is gorgeous though. Like I absolutely loved the. It's interesting. Just looking at the image now, actually, the original Grogu had seams in his ears, so his ears
Oh,
were articulated, and I can't see a seam there. Unless it's just me, I can't see
No.
a seam there. So whether this is more of a power pose Grogu, and one of the recent kind of Grogu accessory packs came with a Grogu that goes in the pram and stuff, and he's half a figure, like he doesn't have legs. You just kind of, there's enough of him just to sit in the top. And I don't know whether this might be the same, and that might bring the price down a little bit if he's kind of ultimately just kind of a power pose, that sits in the pram. So it'll be a really, really sort of interesting and unique release if they do it.
Paying $1,000, you want to be able to take it out of the pram as well,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Well, like maybe it's half of it and it's $750 or something.
You pay the extra $250 for legs.
That's what he's saying though. It's the half figure.
Yeah.
125 a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if it's not in a stand? And do you know how you get those little alarm clocks that look like a globe that uses magnets to sort of float? And they used one of these.
Then it's $5,000.
Yeah.
That's a strong
but
ass
that would be
magnet
very
though. If
cool.
it's going to lift it like that high off the ground,
Yeah, all of your kitchen utensils are in there, aren't they?
Yes.
You're moving it around. Yeah. It is very cool. I like that one. But I've got 2 Grogus now, and it's interesting because one comes with static arms. You can't shift it at all, and then the one that came with Luke, you can move his arms and things around a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if I would be interested in a life size one.
Ahsoka, I think, wasn't it?
I didn't. I got one with Mandalorian, which was the one that didn't move, I think, and the one with the Luke was movable. I didn't get the you could pay for extra to have the Dulux version of Ahsoka with the Grogu, but I didn't go for that. I thought it'd be mental having 3. Anyway, yeah, interesting. Would this pique anyone's interest? Is this something you might get? Anybody?
I'm interested.
Nah.
Yeah.
I would probably only pick it up if I actually had a baby, because I'd put my baby in it.
And it was functional.
How cool would that be? Taking your baby out for a walk in that, just floating along.
Breaks it.
It's just going, no, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm interested, because it's hard to get good life-size, prop replicas under $1,000, and if you've got this whole show-stopping piece of Grogu in a pram for under $1,000, I can't afford that ever, I don't think. But it's certainly going to be an interesting release, put it that way.
Yeah, little Dorothy climbing up to play with it, pulling it out the pram.
To the point where I might sell stuff to get.
Really? I thought you were about to say sell Dorothy. You might
That's
sell.
what I thought you was going to say.
Yeah.
How do you
get
think
10
I've
of
got
them
a small soldiers figure?
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I do like it. Okay, so this was mentioned a good few months ago now. This is from S Hero Toys. This is Doom Monarch. We talked about this previously. You can buy the throne and all that kind of jazz, and it looks pretty cool. I have to say, I didn't jump on this one. I don't know why. I kind of stumbled. I didn't know if it looked that good. But this month, so in the last few weeks, the same company's brought this out. This is Iron Monarch. So it's it's one issue of What If. I think the mask on the Doom doesn't look particularly good, but I think that Tony Stark head sculpt's spot on.
Yeah,
I think it looks really, really good for
one of the best I've seen, I think.
I'd say it's a recast.
It must be, mustn't it? I mean, this is a company, I've never heard of this company, Ben. I don't know if you've heard of S Hero or not.
I think they've done some random stuff can't think off the top of my head, but not many releases.
But I wasn't interested in this in the slightest, really, until I saw that head sculpt, and I thought, actually, that looks.
The Moon Knight. They're doing that Moon Knight figure.
Oh, is that the name of it? It's interesting. It's interesting. I know me and Ben mentioned a week or so when we were talking that I'd like to see some reviews of this one, and if it's decent, I might be tempted by that. I'm not sure on that one. Does that pique anybody's interest? Is that anything any of you guys would be wanting to pick up?
It's cool, but it's too obscure for me. So,
what do you think of the Doom mask? What did you say, mate?
Santa buckle.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a huge belt buckle. The one with the green, the sort of original one that we all know, is that what Doctor Doom looks like? Like, am I missing something? Did I miss that in the comics?
There's been lots of different variations, hasn't there? So in the original comics, it was
scarred,
supposed
isn't
to
he,
be that the heated mask burnt his face when he put it on, but then there's been other versions where he's taken his mask off and it's a tiny little scar, and he's just so bloody vain that he thought it's
There's other ones where the metal is like intertwined in his face. Shit as well.
Yeah.
And what's the cost of this one? Do we know?
Again, I'm not sure of the cost, but these figures are around about 175 to 200. The
Okay.
cheaper than a hot toy. But the thing with these figures, and again, as Ben said previously, because they are third party, if you don't jump on them kind of when they're being released, it's quite hard to find them later on because there's what 500 maybe made or something like that. You struggle to get them.
I'm kicking myself. I never got that Sandman, you know.
I'm coming to it, mate. I'm coming to it. So I'm not sure on this one. I don't think, unless the reviews come out and that version of Doom there is a good figure, I might. Pit of the Throne looks good as well, but doesn't it? That's a good.
I think this is great. I don't know why you're not more excited about this.
Yeah,
I
think
but
this is such a cool release. Like, and it's so, you know, we don't get many comic book accurate figures, you know, in 1/6 scale. So it's like a really great opportunity to get that. I guess the next, the you know, you'll have to wait until we get Doctor Doom in a film, which is what another 2 years. And then
2 years
another
for the
2
figure,
years
right?
on top of that, you know, for the figure. So it's like, if you know, this is a great little filler for 4 years, you know, while you're waiting.
is it going to feel like it's missing Fantastic Four to go with it though? Because I've never seen any 1/6 Fantastic Four figures.
But I think with the throne and like, like Doom's one of those characters that obviously like appears in Avengers and like various stuff that you can kind of have him as a show-stopping piece, I think.
Can you imagine having your Kang if you have the hot toy Kang and then you have this?
Well,
next to that.
That's not going to come out anymore. I don't think.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
No, well, I think we'll get a Kang. We just might not get that.
Not that Kang. Yeah.
Not with maybe
Someone's just fiddling with his face frantically now, to make it look like John.
There's a big just on that regard, guys, and I'll get the name wrong because you know what I'm frigging like. But there's a big petition, isn't there, for from the guy from Star Wars to replace him,
John Boyega.
John Boyega. Yeah.
That'd be really good casting. Actually, I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Ben, you've convinced us. I'm probably going to get this one.
You're so fickle. Like you're so.
But look at him sat on the throne, man. He does look very cool.
But this isn't going to be a 200
like he's on the shelf, couldn't you? And then some villains to the side of him or whatever.
Does the throne come with it, or is it a separate piece you have to buy?
You have to buy.
Okay, how much is that on top of what 180, 200 for another 150?
150, yeah.
Right.
At least you'll be able to swap the belts with Sam.
Yeah, and if I was short of a belt for work, I could just use that. Yeah. I'm not getting that one. I love the Tony Stark head sculpt, but I don't know. I think the mask on that just looks weird.
We are all comic book readers, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd know what this was without prompt. Like,
it's one issue, Ben. It's a what if, one issue, what if.
You never know. Down the road, though, there might be like a what if season 3 episode on this when Doom is in the MCU. So like people will be happy then, or if you're doing a what if shelf.
But but it's a bizarre. It's a bit like some of those ones, that weird Spider-Man that came out a while ago. Do you remember with like the leather jacket and stuff like that?
Some collectors love the stuff that people don't love, though. Like they go out of their way to find the obscure pieces and things. So this might cater to the 2%.
Yeah. Ben.
Yes, so this is finally a release of the Cyborg figure from the Justice League, obviously in the likeness of Ray Fisher there. I'm really happy I'm really happy for people that have kind of shit.
Oh, I think Ben's just dropped something. So yeah, as you were saying, this is from the Justice League movie. I'm not a massive. I wasn't a massive fan of his character in the Justice League movie.
But this is from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, but even then, I wasn't particularly a massive fan of it. I'm not sure what I think of that, guys. I don't know that it's something that I would particularly jump on. I can't remember him having. It's a long time since I've seen the film. I can't remember him having 4 arms.
In Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think. There's a scene where he has. I think so. I know this is one people have been crying out for, like on a lot of groups, because there's a lot of people that collect that Justice League, both versions, you know. Yeah. So this is one a lot of people are happy that they finally have, you know, one people have been crying for. So I think it's good to have it.
I mean, we're expecting James to die. We wasn't expecting you to go exactly. As well.
I was so happy because I got my light in the right place finally, and then it just fucking fell off in my face. What's that on the rewind? Yeah, so I just think this is just. I'm just really happy for the people that have had literally all of the other characters just sat there waiting for Cyborg for like nearly over a year. So yeah, I think I really liked. I much preferred the kind of the Zack Snyder cut that allowed us to explore this character more. You know, the Joss Whedon cut just does this character so dirty and does the actor so dirty, and it's just like made it such a throwaway sort of character despite being part of the team. Whereas the Zack Snyder version really kind of fleshed out that story and character journey and stuff like that. And I came away from the Zack Snyder version a new fan of Cyborg, whereas before I don't think I would have said that. So yeah, I think if you'd asked me, when did Zack Snyder come out, the Snyder cut?
God.
2021, like April.
Yeah.
So if you'd asked me before that, I probably wouldn't have been interested. But now I am quite fond of this character. So, but I hate when he's got his helmet down and 4 arms and stuff like that.
I was just saying to the guys when you were on the floor picking your camera and whatnot. I don't even remember the 4 arms bit, to be honest. I can't. It's a long time since I've seen the film, to be fair, but I can't remember.
Body did all kinds of weird stuff, didn't it? But yeah, like it's less is more. I like just you know, maybe the 1 arm cannon kind of out. I'm not about that shield either.
It's a good head sculpt, mind, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they did well, and it's not die cast, unfortunately, but I've seen some reviews, and I think it comes across well, and all that sort of weathering looks really nice.
Not a one for me, that one, I'm afraid, because I haven't got the rest of the Justice League. Andy, is that something that would tempt you? Or?
I think the face sculpt's fantastic on this. I think this is going to be one of those hot toys that there's going to be more parts that you don't use sitting in the box than what is actually on display.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd probably pass on that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if I was to get this, I think as Ben's kind of said, I would probably have the cannon on the arm and the rest of that stuff. I mean, I think those additional arms look crap.
Nice to have the options, though.
Yeah. Oh, now speaking of dog shit, this is Champion. Sorry, The Champion, and this is from Toys Battalion. Obviously based on the Shazam movies. It's just friggin' awful. I mean, those heads.
You've never sounded so Geordie saying champion, by the way.
Champion. It's champion. It's the champion, man. No for me. It's just, but even the body on it just looks totally off. Too skinny. Yeah.
The cape looks shit. The head, like, it's ambitious given 3 head sculpts when none of them look good as well.
Yeah.
Bubblegum looks okay because Bubblegum's covering his face.
Yeah.
I mean, that middle head sculpt is atrocious. On the plus side, you get some little cans of pop, look, in a bottle.
And a chicken wing.
A chicken wing. I didn't notice a chicken wing. Actually, I've changed my mind.
I always notice a chicken wing.
Yeah. Andy, you'll be rushing to get this one, I would think.
Absolutely. It looks like a glorified, like, you know, those DC collectibles figures you got from B&M back in the day. It kind of looks a little bit like that. And I actually don't think that that's Bubblegum. I think that's his tongue.
Yeah, they've just molded it incorrectly slightly. Yeah. Did he?
Now that you said B&M, it reminds me of like one of those Stretch Armstrong figures that you get, like the little sort
Yeah,
of stretchy heroes.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's
No,
bad.
we're going to move on from this one, guys. Yeah, no,
Bad film, bad figure.
Yeah, yeah, not good, not good. Something a bit nicer, Ben.
Good film, good figure. This is an announcement, and this is the Hot Toys C-3PO from Return of the Jedi as part of their anniversary sort of range, and we get a little Brucey bonus of a Salacious B crumb there as well. So you get the 2 head sculpts, you get the kind of the eye that Salacious has chewed off, and obviously the standard there. Get this new display base, which is not seen one like this before from Hot Toys, and I think it's pretty cool there with you got the kind of Jabba's barge flooring, nice effect. It looks like it doesn't clearly say in the photo in the photos, but it looks like you might get like a little pillow for Salacious to sit on as well.
Right.
So if you are kind of putting that with, I don't know, say a Jabba, if Hot Toys don't do it, Sideshow have obviously got one, so you can pair Salacious up with that. But yeah, and just some close-ups shots here. I actually don't think Salacious looks that.
It's an
great,
afterthought. Salacious
Yeah,
was an
so.
afterthought. This.
Yeah. The paint
Yeah, it doesn't
apps
look
and
the best,
stuff,
does
it
it?
looks a little bit Black Series to me.
Yeah, he's an accessory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he doesn't look the best. Is this die cast, Ben?
It's a very good
so it's
question.
not.
I think it is, yeah.
it says that on the bottom next to the logo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right, James. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah.
Which
I do like
means
me die cast.
it's going to be a die cast price though.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting a 250 figure, add another 100 on that, baby.
I can't be the only one who, well, I probably am the only one because I'm a child, that would use his springy eye and put it on his crotch, and it'd be like that trading card figure from back in the day.
It is only you, Andy. You see.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look on Sideshow now to see how much.
Somebody
it is.
Photoshop that, like now, please.
I bet it's 350. I bet it's 350. But it's nice. I do like a die cast figure. There's something sexy about die cast.
Could be even sexier if you done
With the eye socket, yeah.
You know what's even sexier? 350 quid.
Yeah. Because then you'd want an R2D2 as well, wouldn't you?
And you'd probably want a die cast to go with him as well.
Yeah, so it's 324 on Sideshow shipping, like $5. You're looking at sort of 350, 370, I'd say.
Pounds.
Yeah, roughly.
Woof.
I'm making it up. It's $324, right? And then obviously we have to pay shipping and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then that's Sideshow. Like, who in Europe shops at Sideshow? No one.
That's how I bought my first Hot Toy, but I learned from that mistake.
Yeah.
Did you get customs and stuff?
Did I get customs? I got customs. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. 6 scale Padawan saying that this is a must have. Yeah. I said I
Keith's
wouldn't
from
get
Ireland,
more
so we
stones,
got Keith in the chat. We got James and Andy all in Ireland. I don't know if you guys get it worse for customs than us, though.
I'm in the north, so
yeah, he'd be the same as yous.
Okay.
It's sometimes things slip through, and sometimes I get stung. It depends really. I don't think I've gotten charged for a 1/6 figure yet.
That's the good thing about.
Sorry.
No, I was just because that's the good thing about some of these Facebook groups because they mark down the price so you don't get the custom.
Yeah, and I usually have stuff sent to like my sister or you or something. God, if it wasn't for Brexit, I wouldn't have to deal with customs from those people as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Hi, Jack. Thank you very much for joining me. We're talking 1/6 scale action figures. Nice to see you. Yeah. So, anybody picking this one up?
I'm not.
You've got one, but you've got.
So I've got my my 3PO and R2 there, both from Sideshow. So they're not good. Like there was a bit of 3PO that broke that I had to kind of glue. The R2, if you tip him slightly, all of his flaps open, basically.
Nothing worse. Nothing worse.
So
Seen
they're-
that,
Hums.
seen that in Newcastle a few times.
And 3PO looks quite dead behind the eyes without the batteries on, and I'm never going to turn those batteries on. So they're not great, but they serve their purpose. I just wanted a 3PO and R2. The problem is as well, if I get a Hot Toys R2, it might not scale up correctly with a Sideshow 3PO. So that means I have to get both Hot Toys or just keep what I've got.
So, quick question, Ben, because I remember watching your review of your C3PO, and you mentioned the fact that when the eyes weren't lit up, it did look a bit dead. Are those images with the eyes lit up, or are they a yellow kind of paint app on the eyes?
They're lit up on this, yeah. So
So you're going to have the same problem with this, do you think?
Secret Base, and it's still not ideal. It's
So if you haven't got it plugged in or batteried up or whatever, it's still going to look the same with the dual eyes.
But this is definitely like far superior. If someone hasn't got a 3PO and they're like, oh, should I get a Sideshow or wait and get this? I'd definitely say wait and get this, because I think this is
Good, the Bad and Robots. I've not heard of them. That might be
it's UK.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I exchanged a couple of messages with the guy. He was fantastic, and the only thing is he was quite honest about it. He was like, look, if you want a good price but you're happy to wait, come to me. But if you're wanting not to wait, then that's why I went for the Toys on Fire for King Shark in the end, just because I wanted it now, But I've heard good things. I think, is it Lee over at Good, Bad and Robots? I'm not
Very
sure.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
Andy, is this one you get?
No, because I don't have a Hot Toy buying problem, Peter.
Self-control.
Absolutely.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. No, it looks fantastic. It looks great. I'm happy with my 1/10 scale Kota Bukaya, plastic C3PO and R2D2 that I have. Mine's just purely for display. The one question I had on the back of what you were saying there, Ben, and apologies, it's a pure noob question, but I've heard this whole thing. Oh, if you want to get it quick, go to here. If you're willing to wait, why is that? What's the why?
It will mainly be down to batches. So the distributors will pay less for a second batch, even less for a third batch, even less for a fourth batch.
That makes sense.
So that's basically it. So
you've got to really watch out for that, because I got stung with a Toys Wonderland where they had figures on sale, and it was a cable figure. And when I bought it, assuming it was in stock because it said shipping now, it turns out I'd bought the third batch or something, and it was going to be like 4 or 5 months before they shipped it.
Some companies are saying batches, but what they're doing is they're going out and just buying it themselves somewhere, and then selling it to you. It just gives them time to do that.
Have you guys looked into actually organising just to buy bulk yourself and sell them within the channel?
We only have 2 people watching, Andy. I think.
I would imagine if
following.
4 or 5 people want to buy the same figure, then it can't be that difficult to.
That batch, I'd imagine, is like you're talking 20, 50 of them or something, wouldn't it? More for distributors.
Sounds like a little business proposition we could get going. Can you imagine?
There we go.
Yeah, you can fund it.
My life.
Yeah, Ben would only be able to sell, but if they came to his house and picked them up, isn't that right, Ben? We couldn't be sending them out in the post and shit like that.
Yeah. I'd also be like, 1 for me, 1 for you.
Okie. So a couple of other things. Yeah, we've got Play Toys. Never heard of them. Queen, which is obviously Amidala. It's an interesting.
Yes, Queen.
You wanting that one, Ben?
I really want this one, but
it looks
Play Toys are pretty much brand new.
Yeah.
No one's ever heard of Play Toys. I think they might have done something before. I can't remember what it was, but when Kit put the pre-order up for this, it literally says in the pre-order, this company is known to sometimes delay their releases by 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
That is a red flag for me. It's a red flag that they haven't sort of done enough. So I was going to pre-order it because this is like this has been a bit of a dream release of mine, to be honest. I've really wanted this figure, and it looks completely serviceable as what I want. You know, the tailoring looks as it should, and okay. I think the head sculpt looks good. You know, I like that they kind of went for the sculpted sort of effect on the hair, on the headpiece and stuff. I think it works really well, and you know, you're literally not going to do anything other than just have her stand there regally. But there's too many red flags for me to sort of pre-order, so I'm going to kind of wait, and if this drops and looks good, then I'm going to try and do what I can to pick it up. I'd also put a wager on Hot Toys releasing this at some point. Yeah, well, they've got the Natalie Portman head sculpt now. And we can kind of touch upon it a little bit in the May the 4th stuff, but like there's a lack of episode 1 releases. I think the next anniversary for episode 1 is
25 years next year.
Yeah. So, you know, there could be a wave. If they drop this Jar Jar Binks, like, I am skinned.
I'm all there, man. I might go for that. Jar Jar.
So yeah, I really like it. I really want it, but there's just it's just that third party element that's scared me off a bit, to be honest.
The head sculpt is good, mate. But you're right. This is like a classic interpretation of the character. I'm surprised Hot Toys, with all of their Star Wars kind of content that they put out, I'm surprised they've not done this one.
Curious
They've
what
only
the body
done Darth Maul and Qui-Gon from episode 1.
Yeah.
It seems to be like fairly cheap as well. Like the pre-order I saw was only like 150 or something, 149.
Yeah.
It's very cheap. So I'm curious what like quality body you're gonna get on this.
The body will be dog shit, won't it? It's the costume you're paying
like
for.
a Barbie doll.
It'll be stiff. Hands on the end.
But it'll do.
Two interesting figures here that kind of took us a bit by surprise. We've got the Mars Rescue from Premier Toys, which is the Matt Damon film, isn't it? It's not
The Martian.
The Martian, I presume.
It doesn't look like Matt Damon for one.
It looks nothing like Matt Damon.
I'm 6 years late on this movie as well.
But the costume's very cool, and the helmet lights up and stuff. It was just a figure that came out of nowhere. I didn't really expect that one, but it's interesting. And then the next one there, X-Apocalypse from Storm Studios. Who's asking for that? Where's that come from? I don't.
Well, there is a lot of like that era of X-Men figures. So some people wanted like a villain to go with them.
Well, interestingly, in one of the images,
fucking wrong.
in one of the images, they've got blacked out images of some of the other horsemen behind them.
Yeah, the silhouettes, haven't they?
Yeah. I will say that actually that's a pretty good head sculpt, I think. And I think the base it comes on, it's like a base of skulls. Looks pretty cool. But it's just again a bit of a strange one.
The arms
just
look a
quickly
bit long.
So his arms look long?
The arms look a bit long.
I think the body in general looks too slim and doesn't proportion well. But like, I think Peter's right. I think the head sculpt's good, and I think the armor looks cool and stuff. But it's you know, I don't think many people hold this close to the heart in terms of a interpretation of Apocalypse. So I'm annoyed as an X-Men fan who sat here desperately wanting an Alan Cumming Nightcrawler. You know, maybe a Daniel Cudmore Colossus. Just running out there. Fuck my life, a Toad, Ray Park Toad. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Or a Tyler Mane Sabretooth?
Yeah.
You know, go back to number 1, bitch, and do them.
I would just like, I know there's been a couple of attempts at it from various companies, but I'd like a really decent Iceman. Do you know what I mean? A clear Iceman with good effects, and I didn't want this. So just quickly jump into the chat. Ryan is saying that yes, it's Lee Ward from the company mentioned, The Good, the Bad, and the Robots, and he's saying he's quicker than most UK, though he believes he doesn't get the stock through Sideshow. Ryan's just saying that the company that did Queen did Woody and from Toy Story. Is that really weird, creepy one?
The realistic looking one, like
it was an odd. Yeah, it was very strange.
We've
got Phil. Thank you for joining with Phil, mate. And we've got Dan. Thank you for joining, bud. Surprised I haven't done an Obi-Wan from episode 1. Yeah. We've got an interesting Obi-Wan coming up, mate. I'll show you that one in a second. Okay, so some interesting figures there. Are there any of those that jump out at anybody that anybody thinks I'm desperate for a Matt Damon kind of squashed face?
I've never seen The Martian.
You've never seen it?
It's a very good
pretty
movie.
Good. It's a good movie. Yeah.
Space stuff.
Andy, you're eyeing up the apocalypse, aren't you? I can see you.
Listen, it would be an apocalypse if I had to pick that up. No, the Queen Amidala is the one that kind of resonates with me. I remember back in the day waiting to see that movie and going to Tesco just at 12 o'clock to pick up all the toys and things like that. And I have this and Queen Amidala in the black dress, and it came as, I believe it might be a 1/6 or 1/10 scale figure from Hasbro on this sort of ornate box that you got from the Disney store. I'll take some pictures and I'll send them to both of you.
Yeah, send them through.
Them.
It's interesting because I'm looking at that costume, and Ben, you're all right. It looks stunning, but I'm just thinking I've got a couple of third party figures recently, and the costumes look great on the pictures. But so I'm thinking of my Hela third party figure. But when you start to look at them, the costumes it's not finished properly. It's frayed around the edges.
Well, that Homelander that came out.
Well, the cape was glued to his back.
Yeah,
it was just bizarre.
All the seams are like unbuttoning, and not good.
So you have got to be careful, and particularly if it's a company you've not really heard of before. I think. Oh, Ben, I do like this, man.
Yeah, so this is mad, really, because this is a release, and this was announced a year ago. So this was actually part of the May the 4th wave last year as part of the Attack of the Clones anniversary, and that is a incredible turnaround from Hot Toys, and it's something that they've done a couple of times recently with some of these figures. So. But yeah, I guess this kind of goes back to the debate that I was having about Sideshow, keep my Sideshow or upgrade to the Hot Toys. I think the only thing that might be putting some people off with this is the colouring is that of Geonosian wear and tear, so it's got the sand. The Geonosian sand was very kind of red, so it's the weathering is quite prominent. In some pictures more than others, like that one on the left, it's not that noticeable, but then there's other ones where it is quite noticeable. So it's a tricky one, really. But obviously he's got all the bells and whistles. It was the first film where he used his little jet things on his legs there, and all of the kind of gear comes out, and of course it comes with the 3PO headpiece that you can drag along. Which is
it's die cast as well. The helmet area is die cast, isn't it?
Just the dome bit, yeah.
I mean, I think I'm done with my Star Wars shelf, but I might be tempted to.
I'd be annoyed if you got more Star Wars things. As someone who doesn't like Star Wars,
I do
starting to have a bigger Star Wars collection than me. It's
just get more Star Wars.
It's fine for you to stop. No, fuck you.
Wow.
On Ahsoka today, I'm sat there like.
Do Hot Toys do Star Trek?
That was great because Jim said, send some pictures, and Ben was like, no, fucking don't. Oh. Sorry, Andy, I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, not at all. I was just going to do Hot Toys do Star Trek.
They don't, but there are some.
Of course they don't. It was a rhetorical question.
There are some very good Star Trek 1/6 scale figures out there.
I like that one.
Any of you guys picking this one?
What's the company they're called?
I can't remember. who makes them, but there are some quite good ones.
Are they classic ones or like the?
They've done them all. They've done because you can get the chair, you can get Picard, you can get the full shebang.
Surprised you haven't got any of them. Not listening to it.
No, I like Star Trek.
Scale Mafia does their pictures and stuff for them, doesn't he?
To be fair, the Star Wars figures are more dynamic, and they've got something about Star Trek are literally just people in costumes, aren't they?
X06.
X06 is it? Yeah. No, I'll miss those ones.
You just summed up why I don't like Star Trek.
Picard season 3 is phenomenal, so fuck you. Shit it. Look at this. Look at this. This is sexy. This is Lady Spooktacular. I've put this one. This one was out a little while ago from TG Toys. The reason I put this out, this was kind of pulled to bits at the time, and I think this is an upgraded version. It's still fucking awful.
Wow.
But if we thought that was bad enough, we've now got this shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So this is the Sorceress from ADD Toys. You can get the pram with the two little babies to go with it. You get a section, as you can see next to the hands there. I believe you push that under a dress to make her look pregnant if you want. Fancy that one, anyone?
I think that head sculpt on the top right, the face actually looks quite good.
I was going to say, I don't think that's
Yeah.
terrible. If that had sculpted hair, I don't think.
I think the sculpt beneath it with that kind of weird
It's horrific.
thing
Yeah.
is awful. Yeah.
There's probably some people that want to replicate like Love WandaVision and want to like every Scarlet Witch figure they can get their hands on, they're going to get. So yeah, I mean, why not?
Andy, are you one of those people? Are you wanting
listen, this figure is the reason why we can't have nice things in this world. That one in the bottom right hand side is like my primary 6 teacher that I can remember. This is horrific. Who makes this?
Hello, if you're
Who
watching.
do you
Look
speak
at
to?
look at that caressing a belly in the middle. That's quite a nice pose. You
That
can
is
have there.
strange.
So
Yeah.
is that actually an accessory? Is that her? Is that?
I think so.
Is that the bump?
I
next
think
to
you
her
see
hands?
where her hands are. There's that like blob. I'm assuming.
No, that's
Yeah, that's
sorry, Peter. That's her face sculpt that you're talking about.
1/6 scale tumor. I never thought I'd see that.
yeah, and I'm assuming that slots into the dress or a pouch or something, and that's the baby bump. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've
I
not
mean,
ordered this one. I've missed this one. Yeah.
The previous one, the way our armpits connect to the breast is truly fascinating. Like it's
Very bony.
The anatomy is mind-boggling. You know what? It's a shame with this one, right? Because I actually love
The
that they.
costume.
Yeah, like I love that they've given us. Like I honestly think Hot Toys could have made a bit of Bob from doing a Vision and Wonder, and even Evan Peters Quicksilver in his Halloween costume. But yeah, like so I admire the idea, and I admire the kind of, that is the sort of quirky face that she was sort of pulling, like, like, but she looks 6 years old. It's weird.
And when you see, I mean, those pictures, I think they've done that on purpose. But when you actually look at her arms, she's cachexic. She's got nice skin on it. It's like she's. It's very, very strange. Very strange.
Look at the picture on the bottom left hand side and the top right, with the eyes, and it looks as if she's just been back from the dentist and had all her teeth removed.
She's got all those pads in her mouth, hasn't she? That's what's happening.
And she's just
playing that
Christ.
game where you can't speak without showing your teeth.
with the better head
Maybe
sculpt, Peter,
spectacular.
would you have considered this for your like X-Men classic like comic book collection if it was a good head sculpt?
This figure, I would love the costume, but the actual, like I say, this is not good enough image, really. The actual figure itself, her arms are like twigs.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay.
It just looks, I don't know, it's just a weird look.
Anemic, yeah.
And there's
Can't get a
also,
third-party Vision like this as well.
yeah. There's also a lot of complaints about this one because the headpiece, the mask, stains her head red around her ears and things.
Oh my God.
So, yeah. That's scared Jack. He's not sleeping tonight. Imagine Jack just waking up to that. Look at it. The bottom one. I don't even know what that shit. Ben, what's this?
Yeah, so this is part of the released Carnage figure, actually. It comes with a nice little bonus here of the Eddie Brock Venom head sculpt, which, correct me if I'm wrong, boys, but I don't know if Hot Toys, they might have done a bust like this before, but I can't remember seeing many where they've literally given you a bonus bust and a bonus head sculpt
Don't think so.
So
for a
is
completely different character,
is the bust to hold the head sculpt and you can swap it onto the other one, or is it two different things?
So the head sculpt, the
Comes
Eddie
off the
Brock,
bust.
comes off
Yeah.
the bus, and you can put it
Right.
on your Hot Toys Venom if you've got a Hot
Okay,
Toys
so it's
Venom.
basically a display stand, like a cool
But
display
that
stand.
comes with
Yeah, I like that.
Carnage.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but it comes with Carnage, so it's very clever because it, people who have got a Venom figure, and they're like, oh man, I really want that Eddie.
I mean, I have to say, Ben, I think the films are absolute dog shit, but that bust is stunning. I love that the milky eyes and I think the Carnage figure's very, very cool as well.
Also, like, who's going to get Carnage and not get Venom to go with him? Like,
Venom's a pricey
who's
figure.
going to get Eva?
I feel as if I've seen this figure on AliExpress. I'm not going to lie.
Wow. Yeah, I think a few people have thrown Marvel Legends around when sort of comparing to this, but like I do think it's incredible, and I do. I actually loved the design from the films, minus the size and the scale of Carnage. Like they, I think they did a really good job to kind of match the feel of that original kind of Venom symbiote, like on Cletus Cassidy. But the scale of this is like it's like 13 inches, 14 inches tall. Like it's an absolute beast. So for me, I hated the film. So I've got absolutely no interest in this. And you can't. The thing is, you could, some figures you're like, oh, I hate the film, but I feel like I've got the comic book representation. It's not a comic book because it's, he doesn't look like this in the comics, sort of thing. So,
and this is the thing, because I would love a Venom in my Spider-Man collection, but I couldn't have this version of Venom. I want, a comic book version. Although, like I say, I would say I think that head sculpt is very, very cool. I do like that.
Because the material as well, it's hard to customize you can't like plastic, standard plastic is quite easy to paint on the spider symbol on Venom, and you could customize it to make it feel more comic accurate. But because this has that kind of rubbery, I think it's a similar material that was on my Demogorgon, like rubbery plastic material. So it's probably quite hard to customize well.
Yeah. So none of we're picking this one up. No,
I think I would pick it up. I think with the bust, I would prefer. I don't think I need to see. Was it Tom Hardy? I don't need to see his face. I would rather it gave me an option to take that piece of the face off, so I could display it just as Venom.
Yeah.
It's a shame they didn't this. Just didn't come with the Venom figure anyway, and then they have a Carnage version with Woody Harrelson head sculpt.
It's strange. Strange decision. Woody. So Yan Toys, the Cosmic Warrior.
But that's just a typo. Like the other promotional images that they did spell it right. Cosmic Warrior. So this is like someone fucking signed off on this.
Yeah.
And it's just a big typo. Hilarious.
Is it quarter scale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
which is a weird decision.
Yeah.
Like the typo's the least of their problems to sign off on. They signed off in the face. So,
They seem to have a real hard time getting Ewan McGregor's.
Nobody gets
right,
Ewan McGregor right.
Yeah.
Because this looks very, very similar to the 1/6 scale Hot Toys.
Oh yeah. And even the recent kind of Hot Toys one, the face sculpt's not the best, is it? It's
But it's like, why 1/4? Like, there's only other like Hot Toys did have got a 1/4 Mando, Boba, and 2 Bobbas and Darth Vader. So it's not even like there's an extensive 1/4 scale Star Wars line to put it with. It's weird.
Bizarre.
I also think it's strange how the boots are highlighted like an accessory and not.
I didn't even notice that. You're right.
They might be real leather. Maybe that's what they're promoting. I don't know.
Yeah, nice. So no, I'm not getting that one. Oh, Ben.
Yeah, so this is one that I think a lot of people are going to pick up, including Andy, from the sound of his
Gasp.
Gasp. Or was that your wallet?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the we've got a couple of versions to show you, but this is the sort of standard release, and of course it comes with the Anakin Skywalker head sculpt there, as he appears at the end of Return of the Jedi, obviously as part of their anniversary releases.
He's got that same base that you talked about before, isn't it?
Very similar. So I don't know if this is maybe the new Star Wars base, like they're going to get rid of the sand and all of them will come. The only thing with these bases is if you have got a ton of Star Wars figures, these figures are now going to kind of stand at like a different height level to them, which might
could it be just for the Return of the Jedi? What line?
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah.
But the bases on Vader are very nice. So you've got the same one as me, Ben, haven't you? The Empire Strikes Back. So that base is very cool. And it does, you're right, it's that with my extensive Star Wars collection, which we've talked about. It does make them stand above Luke, Ahsoka, and the Mandalorian. Yeah.
So annoying.
You've got control of the slides if you want to shift them on. I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Obviously Sebastian stands like this here. Sorry, David Prowse. But yeah, very, very detailed. This is pretty much like they've shrunk down the 1/4 scale release that they did, which was the same. I think the sculpt looks pretty much on similar there. So yeah, really awesome shot of the back there. And this is the deluxe version. So of course you've got the base there, and you notice you've got these kind of like helmet stand things that kind of accompany it, and of course the sort of staircase there as well. So the stand's really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this with a Hot Toys release, where you can sort of display the two helmets there. I mean, that's so cool. Even if you change the nameplate and you put a trooper on there and have two different trooper helmets either side, like there's a lot. Yeah, look cool, right? Like, damn it. Yes. So the deluxe, I guess, selling point or gimmick is, of course, this light up function. I haven't got an image of it, but there was the sort of promo of him holding up Palpatine. I don't, famous last words maybe, but I don't think we're going to get a Palpatine re-release. I don't know. Maybe.
And this head sculpt, Ben, it flickers rather than just lights up, is that right? So it kind of flicker on and off? So
it's probably going to be quite similar to like I think their recent Iron Man Mark 1 had like different modes, you know, you can sort of change. Or no, the accessory piece of the Dark Trooper that came with the deluxe Skywalker, you can change the settings, so you can have it flicker in, or you can have it kind of permanently on. The only thing I'm not sure of is I don't know if this is USB. I don't know that. If someone is watching,
just I don't know about the helmet, but is that USB next to the sabers? See the little
USB next to saber, yeah. So sabers is standard now, but it'll be interesting to see if it is the helmet as well. But yeah, just for me, that's a wasted gimmick. I think the idea of it's very fun, and you might take a couple of pictures when you first get it, but like nobody's gonna permanently sort of display it like this, I'd say. So
Ben, you're the same as me. You've got the Empire. Are you going to get rid of your Empire and get this one?
No, I'm fine. Like, I think the Empire one, it's still not got to a point where it's going to happen, but the material hasn't started properly degrading just yet. You know, temperature in his sort of fairly standard, and you know, I literally just have him with his hands on his belt. You know, I'm never going to move him ever again, to be honest. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with the one I've got. But interesting though, if you had the choice, it is okay. If you had the choice, would you go for this, or would you go for the recent Obi-Wan Kenobi release with the split?
I think I go for the Obi-Wan Kenobi. I like the split.
I'm gonna go for the Obi-Wan one over this.
Have you seen that one back, Andy?
No, what's the Obi-Wan? Show me, I need to see it.
So they've got a Vader release that's coming with the cracked helmet and the Anakin, you know, eye underneath and stuff.
Right, okay.
So it's very cool.
And does it come with the stand like this one does?
No.
See, that's the thing. Like you said, you wouldn't display it with the helmets. I probably would. I think this is stunning. Although I must say, like you can see why they do the whole marketing with the background and stuff like that to give it that sort of Star Wars feeling. Because see, when you showed that first slide, I was like, oh wait a minute, like I'm not entirely sure I want to buy this anymore. But yeah, I sent a picture to you two guys as soon as I seen this and said I was all in. So I might have a look at that other one.
I think you should check out the other one, Andy, because it's. I mean, this helmet stand is great. I think Ben's right. The lighty up helmet is a gimmick. You'll not use that.
I'll never use that. Yeah.
But the half face, it looks stunning. It really does look very, very cool. We'll have to send you some images. Ryan's just saying there that he's not sure about the helmet in terms of it being USB. I'm sure, was there not a recent Iron Man which had superb light up effects on the body that was USB, but the helmet to light his eyes up and everything was still battery powered, which felt like a very strange decision. I wonder if this is going to be the same.
Maybe.
Be interesting. Yeah, very cool. But I'm going to stick with the Empire, but I might be tempted by the other one. I'm not sure. Cool stuff. James. I mean, so this is what are they actually calling this again?
CC Toys, The Last Survivor. So this is the same line that my Part 2 figures come from, same company. Yeah. So this is their Joel. I think the face sculpts, the normal face sculpts, I prefer that to the Toys Era version. But the costume and the hair maybe are like not quite as good. But yeah, no, CC Toys is a great company, and like they have tons of great accessories, do really good
the hair's
quality
terrible.
figures.
I just realized that.
Yeah, the hair's not great, so I don't know. Mars Toys is also doing one, so I'm gonna hold on to look at that. And then there's the 3 ones I think that are gonna come first, so I'll pick one out of them. But yeah, it's
a shame, isn't it? Because the accessories and everything look great with them, and the face on the kind of the standard sculpt looks good. The hair is bizarre.
Yeah,
but that again with the weird kind of expression face sculpt.
Yeah, it looks like they did. Like it looks like they just took the model for the normal one and like pointed things to make it look angry rather than use a reference from the show. You know what I mean? Like it just does. Like it's just bizarre. But then again, I wouldn't display Joel with an angry face anyway.
No.
Like you have him normal kind of stoic look.
But why? Sometimes just don't do it. Just one head sculpt's fine. Yeah. Just give more accessories maybe instead. Like don't do a second head sculpt. That's shit.
Yeah, I would have rathered like another shirt or a gloved pair of hands or something, or like more stuff for the hospital sequence.
Rather than giving him a second head sculpt, Ben, would you have rather had a few more bricks there? Because I mean, a brick's a nice accessory. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Okay, so that's the brick. The brick is a thing in the game you use quite a lot to like distract clickers and like you throw them to like stun enemies and stuff. And they never used it in the show, but that's why they're giving you a brick. My other one, both my Joel and Ellie come with bricks because it's a classic.
I love a good brick, James. I'm just weighing you. All my figures.
No, you thought that was a piss take of an accessory.
No, I thought that was a great way of getting you wound up, and it was, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a reason there's a brick there. That's all I'm saying.
There's more attention. There's more attention to detail in that brick. To be fair, there is, and that's.
But like the Toys R one, the weathering on the jacket, I think looks a lot better, and the hair has more body to it.
Is that the Last Father, the Toys R one?
The Last Father one, and they've announced you probably have a slide for this, but they have announced an Ellie. But yeah, Mars Toys is doing one, and they've shown the render, not the actual sculpt.
Yeah.
Which looks quite good, so I'll be.
They need to pull their finger out because people are gonna just want one ASAP,
Yeah.
Are you picking this one up then, James?
It's between this and the Toys R. I pick this one, but I'll wait and see the Mars Toys one, and then I'll pick one.
Yeah. Good stuff. This pisses us off.
Wow.
Irritated by this one.
So this is the Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne, but the reason it upsets Peter is that he's one of many people who acquired the DX19, which pretty much only got into people's hands a matter of months ago for some people, and of course this is a lot of this is the same figure. You know, it's you can put the head on the suit and essentially have another Batman figure, and they've been so cheeky to the point where I'll come back to that, to the point where they've literally said, "Oh, this is why your DX19 is a bit shit now." Like, just to rub salt in the wound. They've done these comparison. I mean, to be honest, this is like a bloody one of those like spot the difference books. I can't play this game. I'm like, it's the same. What's that? The Office meme where she's like, it's the same picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the sort of key selling point is this. I guess it's a power pose sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just going to be like one block body, like, because obviously you got the seamless arms there and the seamless legs, and then the head's obviously detachable for you to put onto the Batman figure. But then does that mean the Batman figure comes with like a body built in?
Yeah, it's weird.
You know, I don't know how all this is going to work, to be honest. But there is an updated head sculpt as well. Again, just to annoy people. I would say this isn't a lot better than the other head sculpt. I still don't think they've really got to 10 out of 10 with Christian Bale yet.
And to be fair, if you're buying it, well, for me, if I'm buying a Batman figure, I want to display Batman. I don't want Christian Bale. But I like all the bits and bobs, and I like the accessories you get with this one. I like the idea of the kind of the armory side of things, you know. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
And obviously a lot of people are going to have him with the tumbler and stuff like that.
Yeah, there is a cowled Batman with the face sculpt though. With this,
no.
Well then, yeah. Then I'd be happier with a normal Batman, with the face.
Oh no, sorry, there is in the middle there masked likeness. They've just not shown it.
Oh yeah, to be revealed. There
Bastards.
you go. Oh damn! It really is a.
It's literally everything, isn't it?
Same, yeah.
What a bunch of.
But it's you know, it's a lot more.
Bastards.
It's a lot more money. To be fair, it's like $650, I think, for the set, and it's kind of. I saw someone on a stream kind of related it to like you get an iPhone, then an iPhone Plus comes out, like it kind of, which happens, you know. So I think your DX19 is still an outstanding figure. So
this is a great comment from,
but the seamless arms and stuff look superb.
That tickled me, Doctor. I have to say.
Yeah, it's nice, but yeah, bastards.
I think the level of realism on the arms and stuff there, like, you know, for me, this is where, Hot Toys are, you know, really up in their game. I think on certain.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I know, and I'm not attacking your King Shark figure because I know you love that figure, but
don't listen to him, no.
But we're getting to the if that Christian Bale figure there is literally just a block of plastic. It's not a toy; it's a statue, isn't it? So
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's
a cool statue, though.
It's a cool statue, yeah. But
also, if I was a multi-millionaire, I'd have better trainers than that. To be fair,
yeah, me too, mate. Me too. Yeah.
I've always had an issue with black trainers.
Okay, I agree. Actually, I know what you mean. I don't know.
When you say
like,
issue,
they never look
only
good.
black. No,
They
don't match anything. Like
no.
I'm kind of now conscious of what my trainer colour is. Were you walking around Celebration just pointing at me trainers and laughing at me?
Mate, I was in white Slazenger trainers, so I really can't judge.
Yes, and I was in leather boots. So
I was there in his like fucking like Nike high top, like, you know, Jordan 1s or whatever, and I'm there in my Slazenger shoes.
Those are my Primark 16 pounds.
Even better.
High tops.
Anyway, this is taking a turn. Let's move on from trainers. James, this is what you were just talking about. Yep. That's a fucking awful head sculpt. I'm sorry.
For Ellie?
For Ellie.
I'm not crazy about it either. Yeah, I think the figure, the rest of it looks fine.
Yeah.
The t-shirt maybe looks a little bit thick, like it looks more like a jumper. But yeah, I'm not. I knew this was going to be a hard likeness to get right, and I think it's not amazing.
I think it's all right.
I think there's just something about.
I
the
think
eyes
she
for
is
me.
quite like she's such a distinctive looking individual, and I think it's I think it's a good swing at the bat. It's not perfect, but it's as third parties go. I think like they could have so easily just done it and it not look recognizable, but I think you'd recognize the actress here, Bella Ramsey.
It just looks to me more like 3-0 kind of level of face sculpt rather than some of the quality I know that third parties can hit.
I think the problem with these Last of Us figures, though, to be honest, is that people like yourself, James, know that there's multiple ones coming out.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have that kind of confidence that like, oh, it's all right, there'll be another one coming.
Yeah, you're probably
then you'd be
I need to get
more
this.
accepting, or like I need to get it, but because there's multiple ones coming, you're like, oh, I'll wait and see,
Yeah,
I think I prefer the head sculpt on this Joel to the other one, mate.
I think the hair looks better, the outfit looks better. It's the face, it's just not too wrinkly. He looks too old.
Oh, I think this one's better.
I think
the Joel
looks more like Pedro to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Andy? Which do you prefer?
I think Ellie looks good on this one. I think the clothes look fantastic. Our pocket knife doesn't look like a pocket knife.
That's
meat cleaver.
Big Crocodile Dundee, isn't it? That's another.
And your man's hands are massive holding that gun as well.
I didn't notice that either. Yeah. The gun to hand ratio there is a bit off, isn't it?
The gun to hand ratio. There's something. I like that.
Yeah. No, it's like it looks like the gun's too small and the hands are too big.
As a man from Glasgow, it's something that I always look for is the gun to hand ratio. But this one looks a little bit like quite weathered. His face. When I say weathered, I mean old.
Yeah.
It looks as if he's had a few issues in his life.
Yeah.
Why can't they get the Last of Us stuff right? Like, is it just because it's third party? Can they not get them in to scan their faces?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, these are third party. Like, I assume an official one as well will come down the road. But if 3-0 usually has the deal with HBO, like they did the Game of Thrones ones, and they're this kind of level quality wise, like they're not amazing looking figures like the Game of Thrones ones they've done.
But you would imagine if they have like the 3D rendering from the games that look reasonably good, that they could use that as a basis, or maybe that's the mistake that they're making. They're using that as the base to do these.
The video game versions, like I have the CC Toys version, look amazing because I think they just did take scans from the game.
Right. Okay.
They're spot on. Lim Toys is doing one, and they've shown them; they look amazing as well. So, zing. I don't think on any figures for the show so far, the likenesses have really been great. So,
how dare you, Fuzzy? How dare I kissed a girl once? How dare you? So yeah, not bad.
At least twice, Peter.
Well, twice, yeah. No, she didn't have kisses the second time. No.
All right.
Yeah, no. This is not on my radar. Imagine James's little face if Inart got The Last of Us.
Inart work with Warner Brothers. Like it's mostly Warner Brothers properties, including HBO, including Game of Thrones. So I think they are a company that would be likely to do that license in 4 years. I
was going to say, I fucking wouldn't rely on Inart to get out of bed at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like how many have they announced and just haven't even shown yet? So, like, I would even if Inart announced that they're doing it, I'd still probably pick up others to get until that comes out.
Good stuff. Fuzzy, how Newcastle made, so it was a kebab. Moving on, Ben.
Yeah, so I thought it'd just be fun to do a bit of speculation for May the 4th and Hot Toys kind of traditional wave of releases. So just kind of give a bit of insight on the previous years. So 2021, they had the Mando on Blurg. They had the Grogu accessory pack, the Stormtrooper Commando, with the orange thing. And Echo, and then last year we pretty much had the Attack of the Clones wave. So we had the Clone Pilot, which has been released already. We had the Battle Droid, Geonosian Battle Droid. We had the shiny, standard kind of Clone Trooper Phase 1 with the Phase 2 helmet. That's been released. R2, that's been released. So they really did have an amazing turnaround on these figures. And then, of course, the Attack of the Clones 3PO, the silver 3PO. So I guess that's 5 last year. So let's kind of keep it in line with that. If you could have 5, what do you think the 5 releases are going to be? Bearing in mind as well, of course, it's the Return of the Jedi anniversary year. So I'll kick off while you're thinking, deep in thought, and steal all your ideas. I do think that life-size Grogu is coming. To be honest, I'd put more money on that coming than the N1 Starfighter that they've teased.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for that. And then the other 4, I think it's hard. Like what you think and what you hope are very different things. I do think and hope that we'll get a Chewbacca and a Han Solo there.
Yeah, I was going to say Han Solo's long overdue, isn't it?
They fucked Chewbacca twice with like The Force Awakens and stuff. Those releases are absolutely horrendous. So they haven't given us a good Chewie since the A New Hope one. So I think it's time to get a proper Chewie again. And I think we'll get Han Solo with the Endor long, sort of trench coat and as an accessory and stuff like that. So that's 3. This is hopeful, but I'd love a 9 Num. Like I'd absolutely lose my mind for a 9 Num. He was always one of my favorite characters as a kid. Absolutely love him. He is my co-pilot, so I'm going to go with 9 Num. And then finally, it's hard because they've already done like Endor, Luke, Endor, Leia. They have done so much already for the Return of the Jedi range. So I'm actually going to come back out of Return of the Jedi and go into Book of Boba Fett, and I'm going to say Black Shanton. I think we're going to get 2 Wookiees on May the 4th.
When have they announced the kid been? Is he coming?
Cad Bane's coming, yeah. He'll be due towards the end of the year, I think. It's so frustrating because I prefer the Sideshow one that's more in line with the Clone Wars animation style and stuff, but they haven't put it up for pre-order yet.
Good stuff.
But yeah, so that's my predictions. What about you guys?
I'll go with what you've said.
Wow.
No, I would. What I would like, and you'll probably tell us I've already done them because I don't know. But one of my favorite scenes in Return of the Jedi is obviously Jabba's palace, and I love that. I don't know what it's called, but the Leia in the funny kind of yellow helmet with the staff.
Oh, Boosh.
Yeah, I like that, and I like Lando with his funny mask with the kind of the fang things coming off it. So that would be cool. Another Jabba.
Sideshow did do both of those, but again, it's Sideshow,
Yeah, so I might just and like you say, another Jabba, a really good Jabba would be very cool because that would be a kind of a centerpiece of your collection. I would have thought. Other than that,
to have a serious conversation with myself if they dropped a Jabba. To be honest, I've always liked that Sideshow one, and I've flirted with the idea a couple of times, but never pulled the trigger.
Have they done a again? I apologize, I'll get the name wrong. Gamorrean God.
Gamorrean God. Sideshow have. It's so frustrating as well with these Sideshow pieces because they become very sought after. So a Gamorrean God you can't get for under 500 quid, like bonkers. Okay. And it's a Sideshow figure. So yeah, I'd like that as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's my picks.
I think a Han and Chewie are long overdue, so that'd be something that'd be cool to see. I really would love to see an Asajj Ventress 1/6 figure. I think that'd be amazing to see.
As part of the Clone Wars anniversary, maybe?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's something I speculate because they were, it's the 2D one they're sort of celebrating, isn't it? So that's where she debuted. But she's a like a Dark Jedi character, one of Dooku's apprentices, and she's in the Clone Wars 3D one as well. She's a really cool character anyway. So that'd be a cool one to see. Cassian Andor, there's not been any 1/6 of him, and I think a version for the show, like
with a little B2 emo 2-pack.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. All right, I guess why not? But that's something that they've not announced yet, so that'd be cool, I guess. Oh, that's kind of it. Jar Jar, why not Jar Jar?
Yeah.
No one's buying a Jar Jar.
I am buying a Jar Jar.
I don't know if these have been released or there's talk of them being released, but I'd kind of like a Max Rebo hot toy.
Oh my
That'd be pretty cool.
And
And if we could get, and the deluxe version would be like his piano type thing.
It'd probably be a Cantina Band set, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome.
With
yeah.
a Droopy McCool.
Yes.
Ice Noodles.
Yeah. Take my money. And a Gonk droid as well would be something.
You can get a Gonk as part of a Jawa 2-pack. They did a 2-pack with a Jawa and a Gonk, but I would love a Gonk.
I bet you would. What about General Grievous? Have they done General Grievous yet?
Sideshow recently did get General Grievous, and it was an absolute shit show.
Okay.
So basically, they released it, and none of them fucking stood up. Like all the joints and stuff were to the point where Sideshow actually distributed new parts that they sent out to people to change the parts, and even those parts didn't really work. So yeah, Hot Toys could do it and do it well, and they could do it as part of the Clone Wars 20th, anniversary, because give him that more white cape or whatever that he appears with in that.
I love
And to go with the Max Rebo band, I would like an Ula as well.
I mean, it's no secret how I feel about Twi'leks, so let's move on.
Is this the green Twi'lek that dances? And
yes, Femi Taylor.
Things Ben could deal with that figure.
Lovely in real life as well. I met her a couple of years ago.
Look at his little face. Look at he's grinning from ear to ear. Look at him.
I spilled drink on my trousers as well, so just like
drink.
Excuse, isn't it?
We've had a few suggestions in the chat, guys, so we'll just jump to them. We've got 6-scale Padawan, I think an Emperor 2.0. Yeah, that'd be very cool with the throne and all the rest of it. Fuzzy's coming up with a guess for another trooper, possibly Fuzzy. And we've got Ryan saying would love a Han, Chewie, and Leia. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So do you really think we'll get 5 figures, Ben?
I think they've got to. I think you can't have May the 4th last year and do 5 figures. I mean, it was 4 figures before that, the year before. So, as I think the precedence is probably 5 now. I forgot to mention as well, I'd love some more Ewoks. So like an Ewok 2-pack, with some of the I don't know, the general. I don't know their names, but yeah.
Very cool. Lots
the only
of good
Star Wars names I don't know.
Fuzzy, can't believe out of the 4 that Andy has the geekiest guesses. I'm pretty sure he just made up half of those names. Right, moving on. I just wanted to mention these. So Ben, these are old figures. I've put them on there, but because these have gone back up for sale. So on one of the Facebook pages, one of the guys that I follow and you guys follow as well has got a load of stock of all of these figures. Yeah. So I know the Sand figure was a one Ben was watching for a while, and I've seen some really good mods of that where they've kind of tried to address some of the issues with the neck and the top part of the arms and things. So it looks pretty cool. I quite like the Detective Vigilante from So Toys. I quite like that version of Robin. It looks pretty cool. And the T-800 Future Warrior looks very cool. I like that one a lot. I probably missed the Green Vigilante. But yeah, so I just thought I'd mention those, that they are back for sale if anybody's interested in picking any of those up. Any of those appeal to anybody? Ben, I know you've had your eye on the Sand Warrior, Sand Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Sandman looks pretty cool. How much are these?
Again, it ranges, but I think the Sand Warrior he had up for, I think it was 165.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You need to share the links to all these people and groups and stuff like that.
I'm literally buying that.
But they better sponsor the place then. And
exactly. Well, I don't understand why they're not yet. Let's make that happen.
I'll send you the link. But yeah, very cool. So interesting figures. Like I say, I am tempted by that, Robin. It does. I like the costume. Anyway,
the Sandfight is not a great figure. Like the joints on the arms, like obviously the idea to have his face as sand and not the neck and stuff like that. But it's such a classic representation, and like honestly, like however bad that film is in a lot of elements, like that version of Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church, is still one of my favorite comic book characters to film kind of interpretations. So, and yes, in a future episode of It's Not That Bad, James T. Keegan is going to be defending Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. You're not going to get another version of that figure, are you? To be honest, you're not going to get another one of those, I don't think. Yeah. Okie dokie, guys. Thank you very much. That's been really interesting. We've had some good chat there. Hopefully, we've not spent too much of Andy's money. I think Vader's probably locked in.
Vader, I think, was the big one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Vader is locked and ready to go.
But which version? Which version are you going for?
Every single one of them.
Yeah, just get them all. Get them all.
Yeah, Vaders,
Just Vader out.
Niching down.
Just to mention a few things that are coming up on the various channels. Ben, excited about this?
Yeah, so it's the first It's Not That Bad as part of a new season, and I've got Bucky Ringzell coming on to defend Fantastic Four from 2015. So it's a really, really fun one to kind of kick off the new series. So I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait to see.
Have you rewatched it now, Ben?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be sharing my thoughts tomorrow, and Bucky's going to be trying to defend it as hard as I can. But like, to be honest, I'm going to go in on it as well. To be fair,
I need to rewatch it. I think I watched it when it first came out, and I have very bad memories of it. But maybe I need to go and rewatch it. Maybe
I really tried. I tried to watch it. I got 5-10 minutes in. I was like, nah, I've better things to do with my time. So, yeah.
Wow. He then picks up the console and starts playing the game.
Yeah. Okay, so May's Monday night live shows that we've got coming up on the channel. So we've moved Spotlight Scooby-Doo till next Monday. I'm going to bring back What If for the Monday after to tie in with the Guardians release. So we'll do What If Guardians of the Galaxy. We've then got Geeky Art Attack on the 15th, where we're going to be focusing on games, any variation of games. We've then got the 22nd, where we're doing our top 3 Avengers Phase 1 moments. And then we've got Let's Talk Toys on the 29th. So lots of live shows coming up. I'll also be sprinkling in some Saturday shows as and when I've got time, and releasing probably about 16 videos a week. So lots of stuff going on this channel. If anybody's interested in taking part in any of those live shows, do let us know, and there should be a bit of fun. Just to mention the UK YouTube community who do live shows. So this week in Metropolis, they must be due to come back shortly. I would have thought they've been on a bit of a break for a while. We've got the Nerd Herd on Wednesdays, and we've got the Killer Comic Show on Thursdays. Andy, what have you got coming up on the Killer Comic Show, mate?
Yeah, so much of the same for the Killer Comic Show. So 9 o'clock British Standard Time, myself, Charlie, and Tom, who's back after a little bit of a hiatus, we'll be looking at our killer covers. We'll be reviewing some comics. I don't know which one we're doing this week, which was really bad of me. But if you want to come and have a look at that, come and subscribe and let us know what you think.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Always worth a watch. So please do check that out, guys. And then we've got Grey Man on a Saturday doing his Cover Slingers show, which is always fun. We've just been joined by Ephraim. Nice to see you, mate. I hope you are well, Ephraim. You've missed the show, but not to worry. You can go back and watch it later on, Ephraim. And then finally, James T. You want to mention this?
So last Wednesday we did our Mario review over on my channel. So it was a good time. It was most of us, I think, quite liked it anyway. So yeah.
I'm not sure me and Ben look like we liked it.
Well, we were laughing.
Like each other on that stream.
Pretty sure Ben slagged you, and us three are laughing about it. I think that's the moment I captured there. So yeah, no, it was a good time, cool, fun conversation. So yeah, check that out.
It was a really good time, and it was a good debate and discussion about the movie. You seen that one, Andy?
Have not. No, I'm waiting to take the kids to go see it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's a good fun movie. Your kids will love it, mate.
Over £1 billion it's made, apparently.
Yeah, it's made obscene amounts of money. Okay, guys, so that's for whack. We're done. Thank you very much. This was an interesting show. Me and Ben kind of threw it together last minute. So Ben, thank you very much for pulling your slides together. It's much appreciated. I have enjoyed it. I think we should probably do this again sometime, actually. It was good fun. And thank you very much, Andy, for coming on. And James,
Let's build the 1/6 scale British community.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
Scratch.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Us four. Yeah.
One brick at a time.
One Last of Us brick at a time. James, I am pleased to see you're not dying, so that is good. I'm pleased to see you feeling a bit better.
Get well soon, James.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat. We've had quite a lot of discussion, so really do appreciate you stopping by. And please do make sure you check out Ben's show tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, for It's Not That Bad. Okay, guys, thank you very much. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.